MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Washington Nationals and the New York Mets. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, we'll start with you. This series has the feel of one that's about to get very interesting.
Well, here's a little comparison of these two teams. Looking at it earlier, to me, the story is all about the pitching. Both squads have some good arms, and the team that gets the best outings are probably going to come out on top.
The postseason is officially in full swing. Lineups and first pitch coming up next. Drawing closer to the start of Game 1, let's join public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2021 New York Mets.
Briefly now, we'll look at the two starters who get the ball here in Game 1. And here's how the Nats line up in this one. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, Matt, I think the cleanup hitter might be the difference in this game. The guy is in the middle of the lineup, and when he's in the middle, things just happen. Guys in front of him get on, he drives them in, and if not, he has the ability to get things started and set the guys up behind him. He's a force.
Number 0 will do the pitching in front of the hometown crowd here in Game 1. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Well, this guy's kind of unique. How about a 5-pitch repertoire that he has? That gives him a lot of options for both righties and lefties, and if he's on, he could be really tough to hit.
Okay, here's how the Mets are lining up defensively. And let's focus on Wilson Ramos. He's an absolute brick wall behind the plate, and if you miss middle over the heart of the plate, he could turn it around with a 3-run bomb.
Play ball. Out. Batting second, the third baseman, number 6, Anthony Rendon.
The 2-2. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Lawrence is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. So a runner on second with one down now. And one of the more prolific RBI men in the league the last few years, Jose Abreu, will bat next. The 1-1. High in the air out to center field. Lawrence moves over, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Hold on to it.
Now at the plate, Lawrence, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
Number 17.
Here's the first pitch to him. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Popped him up. Mesoraco has a play. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. They trail things here 2-0. At the plate, Lawrence, runner in scoring position with two gone. First delivery to him on the way. There's a breaking ball that couldn't quite catch the inside. Now he'll step out at the plate and reassess things here. The 1-0 home finds the zone, strike one.
Snuck that high hard one by him without a swing, but that's a pitch and location he can do a lot of damage with. Got to be careful doing that.
One and one, here it comes. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Alonso at second with two down. Here's strike two on a fastball right down the middle.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to take right there, right down the middle. But I think that happens when you're facing a good pitcher like this guy. The last thing you're expecting is one right down the pipe, and unfortunately, he let that one go, and he'd like to have that pitch back to take a good swing at that one.
Count remains 2-2. Here now the 2-2. And another foul ball. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. Just low with the slider there. That's ball 3.
Some pitchers fall into the trap of giving in on 3 and 2 because they don't want to walk the guy. But with the base open, it's not the end of the world if you do. You still need to make a quality pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home. Now a flare out toward right center. In comes Robles. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. And he's going to score with ease as the throw will be too late.
Boy, what a battle there, Dero. Several pitch at bat right there. He threw everything but the kitchen sink, and he was still able to get an RBI base hit.
And Dan, I can't tell you, the longer the ABs go, usually, I'll tell you get in that swing mode where if he throws the rosin bag, you're pulling the trigger on it. Wait for him to settle in his zone and not come outside of it and end up getting a knock.
Number 52. Go ahead.
Oh, and they've got him picked off. And he'll try to get back now, but it's not going to work. The throw hangs him out to dry. Stepping into the box, Lawrence. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far.
This thing's far from over, even though we're moving into the back end of this game. Only down by 1. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy, and they're an extra base hit away from tying this thing up.
And here's his fastball for a called strike 1, and he's hitting an even 90 on the gun. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball.
Well, that's a good pitch, but you have to get a little bit closer to the plate than that. That's that big sweeping slider. If it was a little closer, you might get a swing.
Now the 2-1 is a fastball that misses.
I know this team has been struggling offensively, but here's a perfect situation with a 3-1 count. You have a chance to do some damage. You know you're getting a guaranteed fastball.
3-1 pitch is a slider, and he can't pull the trigger. It's 3-2 now. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Robles going back on it to the track, to the wall. Boom goes the dynamite. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. His first homer so far in the series, and the Mets have come back to tie this one at 2.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
The speedy Trey Turner digs in now.
He's off for Washington. The shortstop, Trey Turner.
The 2-2. Lifted in the air to center. Lawrence moves over. 1 down. Not a lot of offense to go around, but a very tightly contested ball game. 2-2 our score here in the 8th, as it's starting to look more like 1 run may be enough to win this one. Ready now, Lawrence. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
No balls and a strike to count. Ready with the 0-1. Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1. One and 1. Here it is. Line toward right center. Taylor is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Down in order go the Mets. Score remains 2-2. The catcher Devin Mesoraco stands in. No career at-bats for him against this particular arm in the past. The 0-1. Swing and a fly ball. This ought to at least get the go-ahead run in. The catch is made. He go-ahead run for the plate. He's in there at the plate. And with it, they've taken the lead here in Game 1.
Hey, putting together a good... Well, they had to put in a couple of extra innings of work, but hey, listen, a win is a win, and any win is good, especially on the road.
Time for one last check of the line score in this extra innings victory. Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason. So when you come to play like he did and make a big difference for your team, it's something that won't be forgotten.
A one-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. The Washington Nationals jump out to a 1-0 series lead. Hunter Strickland is the winning pitcher of record. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney down on the field, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Thanks for watching MLB Network.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon. For the victorious Washington Nationals, 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 15 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Hunter Strickland. The loss goes to Luis Avila. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 38 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon at Citi Field, 41,922. The Mets thank you for your continued support and remind you to please get home safely.
We are under the bright lights tonight as MLB Network welcomes you to this presentation of Major League Baseball. It's Game 2 of the NLDS between the Washington Nationals and the New York Mets. Game 2 of the NL Division Series is next. Noah Syndergaard is on the mound for Game 2. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, when you think of the power arms in baseball, this is the first guy you think of. Noah Syndergaard, big, strong guy, throws 89 to 93 mile an hour sliders. That's right, sliders. His fastball, anywhere from 97 to 101 miles an hour.
Getting close to first pitch here. Let's listen in to public address announcer Alex Miniak.
Ladies and gentlemen, your New York Mets.
A moment now to take a look at the visiting Washington Nationals. Mark, what's your take on him against one of the best starters in the game?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in a car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one. Here's the defensive alignment for the New York Metropolitans. And let's focus on Michael Conforto. He's definitely known for that sweet left-handed swing in the top of the order. But he's no slouch defensively as well, showing the ability to come in on baseballs, make diving catches, and throw guys out at the plate.
Let's play ball. 3. 4. Take the base. 3. Out.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And standing in now, the power-hitting second baseman, Jason Kipnis. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Lifted the other way out to left center. Cespedes is after it. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning. And so with 2 away now, let's give you another look at our playoff bracket as you see what could lie ahead for the winner in this series. Now batting, Lawrence. He's set to lead off the home half of the second.
Center fielder, number 17.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. First pitch fastball in there for a called strike. And set up behind the plate is Kenny Jansen as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
You know, Kenny Jansen, Dero, he's kind of hard to figure out. Doesn't give a lot on the edges. He'll make you bring the ball into that plate.
Yeah, Dan, Kenny Jansen is definitely consistent, and he'll reward pitchers around the knees. But on the edges right there, sometimes it's hit or miss.
Here's the 1-1. Strike called. Tough to do much with that one.
You could clearly see that the hitter didn't like that strike call, and his manager, he didn't like it either, as he's giving the umpire an earful from that dugout.
The 1-2. Misses for the second ball. And he goes the other way as this is hit high and deep out to straightaway left. And he's going to have room to put this one away, and that's the first out. Stepping up to the plate, Lawrence. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB. Don't be shocked if he doesn't go right back to that splitter again. He's looking for a double play, and that pitch certainly has enough depth on it to get him a ground ball.
Davis on second. Ramos at first with no outs. And a very low strike there. Trying to speed up the game perhaps. It's 2-1. He's fallen behind now. 3-1.
You fight so hard to get into these type of counts. You can't let this pitch get away from you. You have to keyhole something middle of the plate.
And now prior to the 3-1, time asked for and granted by the home plate umpire. The 3-1 pitch. And I don't think that's what he wanted to do, as the bases are loaded now with still nobody out.
And you can tell by his body language that he's beyond frustrated by that call. He's got to be wondering what he's got to do, but the last thing he needs to do is...
Now at the plate, Lawrence. And here's an at-bat you don't want to miss. The pop is something to see, so will have to be dealt with carefully here. First pitch of the at-bat. And that misses for ball one. Scherzer has pitched his way to over 2,600 innings of work at the big league level. And with over 3,000 strikeouts, he's approaching the top 15 on the all-time strikeouts leaderboard. The 1-0 is taken down and in for a ball.
Boy, this is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like this. 2-0 count. We'll see right here if he lays one in there to give him a pitch to swing at.
Three and 0 now. Scherzer offers up perhaps one of the nastiest sliders around, and it won't be uncommon to see a lot of off-balance swings against it, and it'll be easy to see why once you see it come out of his hand. He's got a huge break on it. And they'll just make him throw one over here. 3-1.
Hey, that 3-0 pitch might have been important for him right there. Regroup, get his mechanics back under him, and drive something down through the strike zone. Wouldn't throw the exact same pitch right here. Might want to cheat towards one of the corners.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now. 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Boy, not close again. His third walk of the inning as that misses for ball 4. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. Back to the top of the order now. And up next will be the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario.
Ahmed Rosario.
Here comes the first pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Soto moves over, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning. And there will be no attempt to score here as the bases stay loaded with 2 gone now. So the bases are loaded here. 2 men gone, and that'll bring in Jeff McNeil. The 3-1 is in there for a full count now. 3-2. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. Fair to say, oh my goodness, these folks are not headed for a career on Broadway. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Striding in, Lawrence. It was a walk in his last trip. Now here it comes. Fastball, and he has to bend out of the way of that one.
That's a good pitch right there, but you know, as a base stealer, when you're in the box like that, you want to protect your moneymakers, right? You don't want anything around your knees or your feet, so he was fortunate to get out of the way of that one.
There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. Into the upper deck, but foul. Scherzer gets the sign, ready with the 1-1 pitch. And he took something off of it there. It's 1-2.
Probably better that he let that pitch go anyway. After seeing a lively fastball on the pitch before, it's pretty hard to sit back enough on a well-thrown changeup.
And this is taken for a ball high and tight. 2-2. Swing and a miss at one in the dirt. And the throw to first is there to record the second out.
Well, you know you made a real nice pitch when you bounce it in the dirt and you still get the hitter to swing at it. That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch. Well, this one had its moments of drama and excitement. In the end, these guys came away with the victory and look on to the next one.
Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to come through and lift your team to victory. He was certainly a big factor here, and it was pretty cool to see.
5-2 the final score tonight. The Metropolitans even up this division series at 1 game apiece. Noah Syndergaard takes home the win. Austin Schuler was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac and Heidi Watney on the field, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB Network. Have a good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game tonight for the victorious New York Mets. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They left 17 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Citi Field, 41,922. The Mets thank you for your continued support.
It's time for baseball on MLB Network from our nation's capital. Welcome inside Nationals Park. It's Game 3 of the National League Division Series between the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. Game 3 of the NLDS. Next. Steven Strasburg will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, you don't see a lot of guys that have 5 pitches, right? Sometimes it's hard to master even 2 or 3. But if you can master 5 like he has, he'll be in pretty good shape.
Home side about to take the field. This place is jumping. Here's public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2021 Washington Nationals.
And now a chance to meet the Mets. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, I'm excited to see if that man in the 6th spot can keep it going. He's coming off a nice game. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, clutching up. He's the guy they want up at the plate right now when the game's on the line.
Steven Strasburg gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Kind of a strange outing in his last one, Matt. Was able to pitch into the 6th inning, wasn't able to complete the inning. It kind of got away from him in the 6th. It'll be interesting, Matt, to see how he bounces back in this one.
Time for a look at the Curly W on D. And let's take a look at Trey Turner up the chute. This is a guy that when asked to go to center field not too long ago, looked like that was going to be the spot for him. Now he's asked to move to the middle infield, back to his position at North Carolina State, and he can pick and grin.
3. He's out. 3. Got him. 3.
So digging in now, Lawrence, and he's about as dangerous as they come. Without a doubt, he's one of the true icons in the sport today. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Ball 1, no
Nowhere close with the fastball to begin the at-bat. It's ball 1. The 1-0. Finds the zone, strike 1. That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Yeah, nothing better, huh, guys? I guess maybe the crack of the bat, but I'm not as partial to that as most people. He looks good and loose out there to start this one.
The 1-1 home is looked at for ball number 2.
Hey, he looked like he was a little bit out in front on that breaking ball right there. The body can go a little bit. If he was able to keep his hands back a little bit, he might have been able to do some damage with that pitch.
Here now the 2-2 is looked at and the count moves full.
I understand pitching carefully to this guy in the box, but the man on deck doesn't represent any relief either. He's going to have to go after one of these guys.
And before the big 3-2 pitch, time is called at home plate. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Turner fields it cleanly. On to first, and Strasburg's in control here, 2 away. And with 2 away, look at our playoff tree here. And you can see there the team of the moment is the Chicago Cubs, as they have already clinched their entry to the NL Championship Series as they sit home and wait for an opponent. The speedy Trey Turner digs in now. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Robles at third, Mesoraco at second, Strasburg on at first with 2 down. Lifts it into the air to shallow center. Lawrence on the move, and he makes the catch as just the 1 run comes across in the inning. The sights and sounds of a day at the ballpark. Oh my goodness. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. So striding in, Juan
Now
Soto.
batting,
He looked to
center
bounce
fielder,
back after striking
Juan
out his last time up.
Soto.
Lifted the other way to left center. Lawrence sprinting after it, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And he'll post into second here with a 2-out double.
That's how quickly things can change in this crazy game. The pitcher was upset about the call on the previous pitch, which could have been strike 3. Then he serves up one for a double. Good example of why you have to have a short minute.
Standing in, Lawrence. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Here comes the first pitch. Loud contact there, but it's well foul. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Robles waits on it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning. Into the box now, Lawrence. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And this is off the corner and low, ball 1. A bouncer to the left side. Turner has it. And the throw just does beat him at the bag, so the side is retired. So coming to the plate, Lawrence. He got on top of one. It was a ground out victim last time.
Yeah, I understand that, Matty, but this guy's got burner wheels down the first base line. I don't think he even concerns himself with that. He has to put it on the ground. That's part of what makes him successful.
This is one of those classic cases of the right guy at the right spot. They need to get a rally going, and this is maybe their best hitter, so he's the right guy in the right spot for this team right now.
Now the 2-0 is a fastball looked at for a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Early swing there as he pulls it foul to the right side. The 2-2. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Smoke toward the hole, and that is into right field. So the leadoff man's aboard here to kick off the 9th.
Hey, some guys can handle the postseason lights, and this is obviously one of them. Another base hit leading off for the boys. This guy's had a monster postseason so far.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Now a move over to first, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. He's running. Strike taken. The throw. Not going to get him as he swipes second. Well, that stolen base was about as bang as they come, and his show track demonstrates to us right here it was his top speed that really made all the difference. He's definitely got wheels, and they were on display there. Lawrence stands at second with no outs. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
A.J. Minter takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 33, A.J. Minter.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes, and these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, They string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
Now a look and a throw back to second. And the runner back. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2. And another foul ball. The 1-2. Oh, here's a shot out to right center. This will kick up against the wall now. He pulls into third safely, as also on the play a run comes across to score.
Never say never in this game, folks. It's late and the clock is ticking, but that RBI double might start making believers out of the entire dugout. We'll see if they can build on it and maybe get back into this thing. Yeah, and that's just a punch to the gut of the home fans as they watch their team fall behind in the top of the ninth. Then they can't get it done at the bottom and come away with a loss.
Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason. So when you come to play like he did and make a big difference for your team, it's something that won't be forgotten.
9-7, the final score in this ball game. The Mets have taken a 2-1 series lead. Luis Avilan is credited with the win. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game. For the victorious New York Mets, 9 runs on 10 hits. 1 error. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 19 minutes. Our paid attendance at Nationals Park this afternoon, 41,339. The Nationals thank you for your attendance.
It's time for baseball on MLB Network from our nation's capital. Welcome inside Nationals Park. It's Game 4 of the National League Division Series between the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. It's Game 4 of the NL Division Series. Next. Joe Ross will be on the mound for Game 4. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Joe Ross. A lot of people know Joe Ross because of his brother Tyson Ross, who also is a pitcher. Joe Ross quality mix, 95 to 96 miles an hour. Good hard slider and a straight changeup. If he brings the goods, it could be a long night for the opposing team.
Getting close to first pitch here. Let's listen in to public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2021 Washington Nationals.
And now a chance to meet the Mets. Dero, what's your take on this lineup as they look to lock up the division series?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in a car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one. So here's how the Washington Nationals are positioned defensively. And manning second base, none other than Jason Kipnis. This guy likes to get dirty. He's also known as one of the best hitting second basemen in the game. Really solid on the defensive side as well.
Let's play ball. That's ball 4. Yeah.
Stepping in, Lawrence. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Number 17.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, you know, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, he'll give a little bit off the edges, but he gets the respect not only from the pitchers, but from the players because his zone is consistent.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, Dan, I'm okay with Mike Fillmore's zone. If a pitcher's pounding that zone, he wants to give a little bit off the outer edge, I'm okay with that.
Outside, 3-0 now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the green light here. Matter of fact, I know he's got the green light here. He's looking for something set or cut, and he's looking to do damage.
And he takes ball 4, so he's on. And as you know, that often means the steal could be in order here.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early hook. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
So we're runner at first here with 2 gone in the inning. And into bat next will be J.D. Davis. Lawrence leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. And there he goes towards second. That's a strike to throw down. And he is out at second. Caught stealing to end the inning. Another look at the throw down that results in a 3rd out on the bases. Back with more of Game 4 on MLB Network right after this. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Joe Ross. And he's got runners at the corners here with only 1 gone. Set to deal on 2-2. And he pops it up. Rosario backs up and takes care of it. 2 away. Digging in to try it again. Lawrence. He drew a walk his first time up. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now, I'm sure these infielders know it, but this hitter can burn down the baseline. So if he puts a ground ball in play, the defense is going to have to make a perfect turn to turn 2.
The 1-0 is looked at for a called strike. Same pitch that time, the sinker, but it looked like he made a good adjustment with it.
Yeah, Matt, that's a great point. Released it from out front much better that time. I just think he wasn't real happy with the first one he threw, so he wanted to get the feel back for it.
And this one runs a little too far in. Ball 2.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
Ball even at 2-2. 3-3 our score with a man on at first and 1 away. Good eye to lay off the slider there, and he works it to full 3-2 here.
Got to execute a good pitch right here. Runner at first is probably going to be on the move, and you got one of the better hitters on their team up at the plate.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2. And with 2 away, look at our playoff tree here. And you can see there the team of the moment is the Chicago Cubs, as they have already clinched their entry to the NL Championship Series as they sit home and wait for an opponent. Victor Robles digging in now. It was an RBI double for him in his last turn to the plate. Bases are empty, 1 man out. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Lawrence moves over. 2 gone. Striding in once again, Lawrence. He went down on strikes last time up. First pitch on its way. And he'll hold off on the slider here to start the at-bat. It's ball 1.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you could do with that slider breaking down and in unless you can catch it way out front and hook it down the line. You see a lot of swinging misses on those.
2 balls and no strikes to the Mets center fielder. The 2-0. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. Now the 3-0 offering. Finds the zone, strike 1.
Count, it's 3-1.
Three runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for the Mets so far. Favorable call in there for a strike.
Count is 3-2.
And this is swung out and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning.
That was a good job tying him up inside on that strikeout pitch. It wasn't even in the strike zone, but with the hitter protecting with 2 strikes, that's the kind of pitch.
Digging in, Lawrence 0 for 2 with a walk for him so far.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage of it.
You know, D-Row, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens? Hitters make you pay, and the long ball was a big part of this one here.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Outside part of the plate. The changeup is in there.
Great job on those last two pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2.
Right there is a temptation pitch. Power hitters like this are looking for pitches that they can drive. So that may have been one where he was trying to get him to chase up above the zone a little bit.
Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. He stays alive, still 2-2. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3. Another full count offering on its way. Full count still. The next 3-2 gets him looking at the knees for the strikeout. Stepping in, Lawrence, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Here's the first pitch to him. Here's a strike with the breaking ball.
To me, getting ahead 0-1, it's the most important pitch in the game, Matty. It puts the hitter on the defensive. I can only think of myself being in the batter's box. When I'm sitting 1-0, I am all over the gas, or I am allowed the opportunity to sit on something without fearing going 1-1. When you're down 0-1, your head's on a swivel.
Now the 1-1 pitch. And this will be a called strike 2, and trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. A crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Lays off 2-2 now.
Well, one thing about him, he's an absolute grinder at the plate. You can pretty much count on him battling at the plate every chance he gets.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Line towards center field. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
Hey, look at this guy compete right there. Nice base hit. Are you kidding me? He had already had the hat trick. He was staring the golden sombrero straight in the face, and he said, no dice.
Digging in and looking for more, J.D. Davis. He singled his last time up.
Davis.
Here it comes on 1-1 to 1-2 now. He struck him out, and that's going to do it for the Metropolitans here this evening.
And if you're looking for where this game was decided, that's pretty easy. It was the big 4th inning. That was the big turning point, and they made it stand up the rest of the way.
heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to come through and lift your team to victory. He was certainly a big factor here, and it was pretty cool to see.
10-6, the final score in this game. The Washington Nationals have evened up the series at 2 wins apiece. Joe Ross gets the W on the mound. Michael Fulmer permitted 6 earned runs to come across in the losing effort. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney down on the field, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Thanks for watching MLB Network.
The final line score for the ballgame tonight: for the victorious Washington Nationals, 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ballgame: 4 hours and 9 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at National Park: 41,339.
MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 5 of the National League Division Series between the Washington Nationals and the New York Mets. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, this is still anyone's series here as we get ready for Game 5.
And guys, I'm going to be sorry to see this series come to an end. You've got to love a series that comes down to the final game, and seeing the push and pull struggle between these two teams over the last 4 games has been a lot of fun. We're in for a great one here in Game 5.
All right, the stage is set. The starters get their final tosses in out in the bullpen, and we've got a good one in store for you, folks. Play-by-play is coming up next. Home side about to take the field. This place is jumping. Here's public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2021 New York Mets.
And here's how the Nats line up in this one. Dero, tell us about this lineup as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Matty, you focus on this lineup, the middle of the order jumps out at you because of the big power. But my focus today is on the table setters. The guys that set the tone. They have to be willing to work the count and find ways to get on base and create a little bit of havoc on the defense.
Number 0 gets the call in Game 5 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, listen, when you can go 7 full innings like he did, I know he got a no decision in his last start, but it was a real solid performance. If he continues to pitch like that, the wins are going to start coming.
Okay, here's how the Mets are lining up defensively. And I want to shine the light on Yoenis Cespedes, outfielder right here. The ability to play multiple positions in the outfield, both corners, and can dabble in center field as well. And newsflash, people, do not run on this guy. He has one of the best arms in the business.
Let's play ball. Out. Out. 3. Out. 3. 3.
Next for the Mets, Lawrence.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 17.
First delivery to him on the way.
Whoa, that's down.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball one. Time to take a look at the umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Mike Fillmore.
Hey, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, one of the most consistent umpires throughout the league. Both pitchers and position players love this guy.
Yeah, I think one of the best in the business. How I judge a good teammate is every day he opens that door. Is he consistent? Can I count on him? Mike Fillmore is the exact same way behind the dish.
Snuck that high hard one by him without a swing, but that's a pitch and location he can do a lot of damage with. Got to be careful doing that.
Alonso gets his lead at first, nobody out. Fastball well outside. A little too tall that time. 3-1 now.
That's a good take on that fastball there. You know he's looking for something up there to drive, but that was just a little above his happy zone. Not everyone has the discipline to hold back on those.
The 3-1. And he will take ball four. First and second now with nobody out.
Boy, oh boy, that's a tough one for the pitcher. He's definitely wondering where the heck was that pitch. I think he called it high, but our strike zone says otherwise.
Ready for another chance? Juan Soto. He drew a walk his first time up. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. This is in the air out to straightaway center. Lawrence is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. And with 2 away, look at our playoff tree here. And you can see there the team of the moment is the Chicago Cubs, as they have already clinched their entry to the NL Championship Series as they sit home and wait for an opponent. Into the box, Lawrence reached base via the walk 17. In his first plate appearance. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. First pitch is a slider called for a strike. This is pulled into right. Robles will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Mets go down 1, 2, 3 through 4. Still tied, 0-0. Stepping up now, Lawrence. He'll be the first to the plate for the Mets in their half of the 6th.
Number 17.
A fastball taken for strike 1. Scherzer offers up perhaps one of the nastiest sliders around, and it won't be uncommon to see a lot of off-balance swings against it, and it'll be easy to see why once you see it come out of his hand. He's got a huge break on it. Hit hard on the ground to first. And a reach to his backhand, but he can't come up with it, and the leadoff man's aboard.
Hey, some guys can handle the postseason lights, and this is obviously one of them. Another base hit leading off for the boys. This guy's had a monster postseason so far.
J.D. Davis the next to bat. He was a ground-out victim last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at-bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
Scherzer will check it first. And a dive, but he's back in. Runners on the move for second. This one is crushed. Back, and gone. It's a two-run shot to straightaway left. His first homer here in the series. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as soon as it leaves your hand. But guess what? There are no delete or rewind buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his opponent to make him pay for it.
Leading off for the Nationals, the right fielder, Victor Robles.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and this ball is absolutely crushed. Forget about it. Gone to lead off the inning. Victor Robles leaves the yard with a solo shot. His first homer so far in the series, and they're on the board at 6-1.
Well, they're not there yet, but a solo homer to lead off the inning will do wonders for any team's confidence. We'll see if the next few batters can continue the comeback.
Now to the plate, Lawrence. A hit in 2 official trips to the plate to this point in the ballgame. First offering on its way. The cutter runs outside, ball 1.
This is a tough guy right here to hit into a double play. He's fast and he swings from the left side, so out of the box he's going to get a good break. You might have to try to get the strikeout right here because very rarely are you going to get this guy to ground into a double play.
Count now, a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch is in there for strike number 2.
Talk about challenging a guy. He offered up 2 in a row right down the chute, and the batter didn't even flinch. Gotta wonder what he was looking for.
1-2 pitch is a bit high, and he's back to even at 2-2. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. To second for 1. Throw back to Abreu. They get them both, and the side is retired. Mets played a run on a couple of hits. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Mets 7 and the Nats 1.
The batter, number 13, shortstop. Nick
High and deep to right center. Conforto giving chase. And the Mets have taken their first step. They're headed to the NL Championship Series.
Well, my advice to them is to enjoy this moment, celebrate with teammates, and then realize that none of it will matter if they don't get back to work in the NLCS. They've wet their beaks with this postseason success. Now they want some more.
Every game has its offensive stars, and in this one, he arguably shined the brightest. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he doubled down on doubles here. 2 of them on the stat sheet, and they were a factor in the outcome of this ball game.
For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our hard-working crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been the National League Division Series.
The final line score for our ball game tonight for the victorious New York Mets. 7 runs on 10 hits. 2 errors. They left 10 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 14 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Citi Field, 41,922. The Mets thank you for your continued support and remind you to please get home safely.